Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Oh my gosh, guys. I am just like all over the place here. Hold on a second. Oh, I thought I fixed this, but I didn't. Let's fix it. I'm still here. Just ignore the blank screen. Just ignore the blank screen here. There we go. How you doing? Let's fix this. What's your take on this mess? Oh man, we're gonna get into it. Okay, so now the charts. Okay, so yesterday Donald Trump tweeted that what exactly did he tweet? Yes, that he's going to increase the tariffs to 25% on China on Friday because China is not playing along, not making a deal. I was seeing a lot of news or kind of grumbling, I guess, that the Chinese felt that Donald Trump really, really wanted a deal and were starting to try and push their leverage and renege on some of the previous agreements that they had made. And I believe that Donald Trump is doing this in part to dispel with this notion among the Chinese, basically saying, no, look, you're going to negotiate in good faith and do the right thing, or we're not going to have a deal. And I believe that that is what's happening. So if I go and read the notes from like Goldman Sachs and all of the different guys, they actually still all seem to believe that there's a greater than 50% chance that we're still going to get the trade deal. But we'll see how the Chinese react, because I just don't think that they're going to be too happy about getting called out like that. And in the past, they have not reacted like happily, right? So, yeah, you can see here, if I can grab my pen here, Jigsaw is still, or sorry, Ninja Trader is still loading, but you can see this gap is just enormous. And we are like literally, we're going to open the E-mini below last week's low, which is super hard. But remember, the volume profile, the probability is that we will either A, move into the previous day's range, which is going to be somewhere around here. And there's also this point of control here. You can see this point of, this area right here. That might be an area to retrace to first. And if we do not, then we will get another big down day. That's the probability from a volume profile perspective, all right? Now on the Treasuries, if I can actually show them here. Yes, I can. Again, well, Xian, it was not quite a new high for the week. That's interesting, but look, it's up so much. Here we are, like, going way back. Oh, why is it showing those? I don't want to see those. Where is, it's from, it's on data series, isn't it? Yes, here we are. Do not plot. Okay. There, now you can see it. Just even a gap on Treasuries. Gap on Treasuries is extremely rare, and they almost always retrace. I think I went back and I looked back in the last 10 years, and it's happened like twice where they didn't fill the gap immediately. So I would be very cautious about, it could go either way, but I think that they're probably going to try and retrace it. They might not do that until, well, for a while, though. Now look at the charts. So the first little bit of the open, we've up 3 ticks. So that's where we're at. I'm trying to get the micro futures going, but when I search for them, it doesn't show up. MES, it's not there. So we get to talk to Jigsaw here, but let's see here. Hmm. I really want to trade micro futures. All right, let's see here. I feel it's hard to be long or short bias today. Yeah. Morad said there's some brokers who don't have them running yet. Well, the thing that is frustrating to me, if we come back over here to the charts, this one right here, that's it. You see it? Mess. It says MES. So I can get it to load up in NinjaTrader, but I can't seem to get it to work in Jigsaw. I'm talking to Pete here. He said last night that all you should have to do is reload. So I don't know. Excuse me. Well, I'm kind of tempted to just buy treasuries here, but let's make sure we get these up here. Okay. This one. Definitely up here. There we go. And by the way, good morning, wrong as well. Well, Somebody in that one of the chat rooms I'm in asking if anybody in the US is in a gulag or concentration camp. Try adding XCME at the end of MES. So I mean, no. See, it just doesn't see the symbol. It doesn't see the symbol. Wrong says he tried the micro futures and it feels good. Well, that's good. Wondering. Yeah, you guys should be good to be able to. So if I come here and I go to connections, there's the connection, my rhythmic connection. I go to download instruments. And then I'm selecting the CME. And I'm doing update and download. Okay. You grabbed 390 instruments. Download completed. Or I wish there was a way to like see it. But okay, whatever. And then I come down into here and I type MES. It doesn't show up. So unless it's something different on AMP, which I don't believe it is because works just fine in NinjaTrader. Wrong tried one on MES, but then he's back on the ES. That's funny. If I come over here to instruments, MES, edit, master instrument, MES. Nah, it's just MES everywhere. That's it. I don't understand. Except for on barcharts.com. Then it's ET. MES M19, yeah. Load it into the market analyzer within Ninja. Oh, I mean, well, I don't have Ninja and Jigsaw connected together right now. So what I do in Ninja shouldn't make a difference. It's just over here, MESM. Well, M9 is the month, right? March. Sorry, June 19. So then we get into things like, okay, we go download instruments. Here I'm selecting the CME and I do reload, download. I only get one symbol. Close it. Nothing. See, there's like Xen works, but download instruments, CME, refresh, download. That still only gives me one. And nada. And it is going to be under CME. I know that for sure. Oh, Dojo's just saying that's what he has to do on Thinkorswim. Let's see if they had any kind of. Refresh only gives me one. Update. Okay, it gives me 661 that time. That was different than the number from the first time, isn't it? It's like it always changes, which is kind of really weird too. Still doesn't show up. So yeah, I'm really disappointed. I was so excited today, guys. That doesn't work. I mean, I guess we can trade in Xian. They really came back there, didn't they? Oh, my Ninja Traders appears to still be reloading. Because my instruments up here is still churning. And this is why I have Ninja Trader and Jigsaw separated now. Because if I was doing it through the bridge, probably would be good, right? Okay, so are they going to push through 22.5 here? Oil had a pretty big downturn today too. That's interesting. Well, we'll just have to wait and see if they say something. Where will the Fed funds open today? On Friday, it was 6 basis points above IOER as the Fed loses control of the rate corridor, says Zero Hedge. More banks throwing in the towel on short USD at the consensus trade at the start of 2019. And 6J is down today. Well, it's down quite a bit from the open, not quite to where it was, but a little bit of back and forth there. From the Ninja BBS, I just did it myself. Make sure you perform reset instrument steps, then search for micro in instrument description. Micro E-mini will be listed at the very top of all micro instruments. Yes, in Ninja. Yeah, it totally works in Ninja. I will demonstrate in Ninja. In Ninja, if I click search, MES, and there's micro E-mini. Now, Jigsaw said to delete this file and then try downloading instruments again, but it doesn't show up. Uzi says, got my micro E-mini working. On which platform are you on, though? You're on Sierra, aren't you? I forget. Through the NinjaTrader 8 bridge. Gotcha. I mean, I could do it that way, but then, you know, when NinjaTrader 8 crashes, which it sure seems to be doing lately, there's something on one of these charts that's like, I'm going to restart NinjaTrader, in fact. No, I do not want to save that. You see that? Kinetic data worked by default. Yeah, see, NinjaTrader seems to be working by default. Jigsaw, it's supposed to work. I haven't spoken to anybody that has it working on Jigsaw yet, but it's supposed to work. I'm going to have to pull up the task manager here. Die, NinjaTrader, die. There we go. Oh, over here. I want you guys over here. Now restart NinjaTrader. So just to show you guys again, in case you weren't watching or you just showed up, I come in here to Connection Manager in Jigsaw, download instruments. Let's just select literally everything. Even though I don't get data from literally everything, we can still try. And then I do update, download. The margins on MES are so low, $50 intraday margin. I know, right? Like even a big move is like $10 is like, you know. Well, I guess it would be $50. It would be a big move, but oh, it actually gave me a ton of symbols for ice. That's funny. .82 round turn, and who's your broker? Wow. You get a lot of symbols from OSE. Through Dorman. I think that it was coming out to like 70, 60, 70 cents on AMP, depending on which program you're on and everything. But, I mean, it's less than $1. Less than $1 is good, right? Like, I did all of my calculations with it being, assuming that it would be $1. So, pretty good. So, not going to do NASDAQ here. Here's Ninja still loading. Oh, I guess it won't do any from NASDAQ because those are all stocks anyways. You can run some pretty sweet accumulation strategies with that kind of wiggle room, yeah. Well, I mean, you could even market make if you you only want to make 25 cents a trade, but okay. So now I'm going to close this and I'm going to come back over here to this one, my ZT. This is the one that I want to switch, and I type MES. Oh, and it doesn't. Nothing shows up. See, it's $1 per tick is how much the instrument makes. So yeah, it doesn't work. Pretty sure it doesn't work. But I think that it's probably rhythmic. Well, it's probably some interplay between rhythmic and Jigsaw. Like, it's probably sending it to Jigsaw, but then Jigsaw doesn't recognize it. Yeah, it's supposed to be 1/10 of an ES contract, so it's like $1 to $1.25. Yeah, technically, well, it's actually, because the E-mini, it's 12.50, right? So it's actually like it's $1.25 per tick. JB likes the dorm. That's who JB uses through Ninja Trader Brokerage. Okay, so let's close this. And check the Jigsaw chat room. Well, they're talking about China over there, so I don't know. Maybe have to wait a little bit for Peter to look and see again. Let's actually just type. So tick-to commission ratio is still better in treasuries? Yes. But it doesn't matter because, yeah, the Uzi just saying that, yeah, it's still better in treasuries, but you get more movement in the ES. The guys here surfing it make me want to try it, but I think I'd get slaughtered. Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's not trading a ton of volume yet, which is kind of your problem. But I think that they've got liquidity at least. So, owner of horse that led Kentucky Derby to appeal disqualification. So, did you guys see this thing? I've kind of been trying to follow the horse racing because somebody recommended to me a book about trading that was on horse racing, and so I've been watching it. And this whole thing is pretty crazy. But everybody's being like, you need some experience trading ES, I guess. Yeah. They The ES is a little tricky, right? Try YM or NQ for $100 price. Man. Well, the thing that's cool about the micro futures is that now you could realistically trade NQ, but man, that thing's a beast. That thing can move so fast. Oof, I'd die. Yeah, it's too quick. I mean, here's the thing with the commissions and everything like that. I don't believe personally that commission alone is a good reason to trade an instrument, because honestly, if you're not profitable, if you're not profitable anyways, then does it really matter whether you're getting that little bit of extra out of, the commissions? I don't think it matters. And the amount that we're talking about is such a small percentage. It's not going to be, it's very unlikely to be ruining your edge. I mean, if it is, you need to find a better edge, because you need more wiggle room than that. That kind of an edge is way too tenuous and is eventually going to blow up on you. So once you've got something good going, then you can worry about commissions, and then that's when you would I wouldn't even necessarily be switching instruments, but you could say, hey, maybe I should use a different broker, or maybe I can, hound my current broker for an easier. Okay, so this is interesting. We ticked down there, but I'm not really seeing it thicken up. There was a little bit of liquidity at 24.5 that prevented us from going up much further. And some of that liquidity at 22 is stacking up still. So, and there was a little bit of short volume that came through on the 5-year. So they might try and make a move for it, but I'm unsure. And the E-mini is moving down at the moment. Anyways, I find it so funny when you go on the forums and everything and read about the micros. There's so many people out there that are super skeptical. They think either the commissions won't be good enough for it to be worth trading. I hear that a ton. Or there just won't be enough activity in it. And I'm just like, guys, doesn't matter. Think about it. If there's not a lot of activity, so there's no robots on MES, isn't that what y'all always wanted anyways, was to not have to compete with the robots? Come on. Go make a market there. Opportunity there always. And like I said, the commission $1 on something that can move 16 ticks like that, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's such a teeny tiny fraction of the prints on the mini and the micro are currently moving in lockstep, which makes sense due to the arbing away algos. So do you see any, well, it would be hard without the DOM, but are you seeing activity over there that appears to you to be algorithms? I would expect, though, that probably the algorithms would keep them in lockstep almost exactly. The thing that you got to be worried about, though, is if there's a big move and you get stopped, will that liquidity stay as the E-mini is ticking up? And I'm going to guess maybe not. And so it might not be until somebody else manually clicks out and then everybody gets stopped out. You know what I mean? I have the DOM side by side and the prints are never more than 1 tick apart. Okay. And no gaps, right? No gaps between the bid and the offer. Yep. Find your edge, then worry about reducing cost. Exactly. It's just, I don't understand why so many people. It's here's the thing, guys. Let's think about it this way. Let's move this a little bit. It just doesn't seem like it's in a very good spot. Okay. If okay, let's say let's say that the micro futures end up being a dismal failure, okay? And you're right that it's a dismal failure. Is everybody going to go on the forum and be like, "Oh, what's his bucket? He was so right about these. That is a traitor for the history books. Everybody's always going to remember that one time that random guy on the internet predicted that the micro futures weren't going to work and poo-pooed it, and he was right. We all remember it." No, nobody's going to fucking remember that. Nobody's going to remember that. But if you go and trade the micro futures and the micro futures work out and you swing it and you're able to work up from being a micro trader, and then maybe you build your account up and you get really good and everything, and you can go back and you can say, I started the day that the micro futures started going, and that was kind of the real beginning of my trading career, and you're a legend, and everybody would remember you. But all of the naysayers, it's not worth your effort. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Dojo says no gaps right now. Good. That's kind of my take on it. It's like, hey, if you could swing it, I don't know, maybe the futures fall apart again today, and you go short on the micro futures and make $50 or something. That'd be freaking awesome. That would be a big feather in your cap if you were able to do that, and I don't think anybody will give a crap if they don't work. The micros will need losers to succeed. The goal is to attract uninformed investors with cheap opportunities. If it works out, they'll keep it as a product, I'd imagine. Yeah. Well, I think here's the thing. I think Bitcoin futures were doomed because of the ridiculous margins. I know, right? Well, and the only reason to trade the Bitcoin futures was to short it, and you had to have such a ridiculous margin to be able to short it. That wasn't worth it, really, was it? By the way, Bitcoin still up there at 5610 on the futures. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I would like to see what happens if you go on MES and you just load 100 contracts or something on there on one side, if anything reacts. Paris in the Jigsaw trading room says, no luck here with day trader Amber Rhythmic. Paris in the Jigsaw trading room says they are tracking well, but no volume yet, inside a few hundred and small numbers above. Liquidity isn't terrible there. It's like the currency's 700 to 800 on either side. Oh, really? Oh, 700 to 800 like total, though, is what I'm guessing you're saying, right? Oh, here he has a picture of it. They're putting about 100 on the inside. That's way good, I think. I mean, the thing is if you hit it, well, there's only 16 and 8 on the inside, but the whole thing is if you hit it, are you gonna get filled, or are they gonna pull it on you? You guys with full books will show more. Wait a week and it will be good enough for swing trades. Well, if it's tracking well, and you have a good entry. Like the problem is like, okay, so you want to get filled, and so you go in on the bid. You want to go long, and you put in a bid. Um, can you get that fill without it moving a bit against you, right? Like, or is there actually enough trade on the inside to get fills? I am not too impressed with the way that the treasuries are trading so far today. If I come over to here, I mean, with what I'm seeing in the screenshots that I'm being sent, it totally looks tradable to me. Totally looks tradable to me. There might be a little bit of a difference in how you get filled. We really need to see a big, like, on the open, and like when those sweeps come in, how does that the micro futures react? Do you get a sweep on the other side as well, sort of a thing? Some euro number for my PCs. Nope. I'm pretty sure that that's not the problem. It was easy to in and out of the trade. Well, we're kind of coming in on our time of day. I would prefer to see the E-mini move up a little bit more than it has given the cumulative delta that we're seeing, but I would maybe be thinking about a short. Maybe we'll see Ace come in here in a second. Okay. A little bit of stacking there in the 10-year. And by the way, they did stack quite a bit there at 22.5, didn't they? But it pulled. That was interesting. Maybe he decided he wasn't gonna get filled, and he just bought the 2000s right there. Yeah, sell us just the stuff I could think of. I don't know. I'm disappointed though. Get rid of that notification. I will trust Ace's opinion on the MAS. Yeah. Well, he trades multiple E-mini contracts, so I doubt he'll actually pull it up. But that 5-year, it seems to be trying to pull us up. Even though the E-mini is not selling. That sleepiness is coming into me again today because I haven't done anything. And then it's like, my body's like, okay, let's just go back to sleep now, guys. You know what? I haven't even opened up my jigsaw. Anyone feel like watching volume and order flow on micros is easier than the minis? Interesting. Oh, there was more messages from. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't work. A little bit more of a 50% retracement in ZB currently. Is it? Oh, my NinjaTrader finally finished loading, so that's good. My spreads are flattening a little bit as we moved up there. That's interesting. There we go. Well, they're stacking 4500s behind us, which was more than when we were turning down. I've been noticing that's been an okay signal lately, is it'll go one way and they won't stack, and then they go the other way and they do stack. Or better to learn. Oh, I notice you don't use the bid ask snapshot columns on Daytrader. Would you recommend someone use these starting out, or better to learn to track these just watching how the bid offer sizes change relative to how many trade? So I used to have those up, and I thought they were interesting, and there was some things that I could see with them sometimes, like especially right as we ticked up. Sometimes you would see further out a change. And I had it changed so that like it filtered it out, so you only saw a change of like 100 contracts. So that it wasn't constantly changing. I thought that helped a little bit. But the only reason I got rid of it was just because I don't really have a ton of room. And this column right here in the Vista is basically telling you the same thing. I mean, it's aggregated over time and everything, but it's kind of the same thing about, because this is basically what this does is it takes the snapshot columns and it adds them together and then it displays it as a histogram. So I think if you have the room on your screen, it's not going to hurt you to have it up for sure. But, we needed more room, so that's why we got rid of it. Yep, you will find out after some time you don't pay attention to the snapshot. Yeah, and that was kind of the thing, is that I'm like, you can see it. You can see it when we ticked up there. That was like 3,400, and now it's 2,900. So the robots pulled. Just the robots, though. Okay, now somebody else. There is the 5-year was ticking up. They didn't immediately go though, so it's not sure. They're waiting. And we'll watch this 24 when we go up. If will it stack to 4,500 like the others? I guess I would say, gotcha. I'm brand new, so I'm just watching and trying to train my eyes and brain. Yes. Just I mean, that's where it's like that. Here's what I would say about that. Then, if you're looking to train your eyes and brain, the thing that I think matters the most is how much actually trades. Okay, so they actually did stack 2,500, and they flipped. Now that's 1,300. That's significant. So there was a flip in the level 2 essentially. If they're going down, it's big, and they're trading down, and then it flips, and then they clear it. That's good. Okay, but that 2,400. So when we were talking about, is that going to stack to 4,500? Well, there is a big stack at 23.5, but the 24 is not completely stacking yet, and the E-mini is going down. Well, we missed our short. That was our short. If I had the MES and I had taken the short, I would be happy right now. Oh well. But the thing is these level 2 can change really quickly, right? So of course they matter and you want to watch it, but the volume that trades at any one particular price is like the really important thing. And what I would watch for is I want to find spots where a lot of contracts are going to trade, places where they seem to be afraid to want to trade it, and places where they trade back and forth a lot. So what you're going to see happen is probably, well, let's see here. It might not do this, but there is, okay, so there is a spot at 25 here. Okay, so you might see it trade back and forth here in this 24.5 area a bit. So we might see, oh, and that is the point of control. Yes, it is. Okay. So we might see this trade a bunch, right? They'll sell it, then they'll buy it, then they'll sell it, they'll buy it. And that tells us that's a balanced price. So what you would see, typically tend to see then, is it'll build out a profile in this 4 to 5 tick range here, right? And then okay, if I'm going to buy it, I would prefer to buy it down here. If I'm going to sell it, I would prefer to sell it up here. And you're trying to tell, based on how much volume trades there, where the volume is going to stack up here, to try and get yourself an optimal price. And then you'll want to see places where it just straight up will stop, because there's an iceberg there and they can't get through it, or they come up and they just don't want to trade it. And then also watching how much trades each time that it ticks up or down. Okay, so that time it took down and there was 2,100 that sold it down, which is a decent amount. And then they traded back up for 1,000. So they didn't put enough on the offer, but somebody did sell it there, right? That's enough for me to say, okay, 2000, somebody sold it at 24.5. It's only 2000, which is like the smallest amount that I would take seriously. Oh, Ace is short 28.98. Wow, so even after that big dump down, you still want to be short, huh? Yeah. Let's see. I really would have liked that above 29.02. Okay, so they've traded back and forth across that 24.5 quite a bit, though, haven't they? Right. So that's where I call a balanced price. Sometimes you'll see me, I'll come over here and I'll put a little eye here. That just tells me, okay, like that's price. Both buyers and sellers are okay taking a big trade there. They've reached an equilibrium, at least temporarily, at that spot. So if we want to get the best price that we can, we would prefer to buy it below that balanced price and sell it above that balanced price. So I think right now I would have to be net long, I would prefer to buy it at 24. I suppose that you could take it at 24.5, but then if you're hitting into 25, that's where it starts to be like, okay, now you're buying the top of the range. If it moves against you, you're going to be at 24, you're going to get kicked out. Or you have to handle more than 2 ticks of adverse excursion, which, would very much prefer not to do. My back is locking up again today. Lucas is here debating about MES. Well, it came back a little bit there on the E-mini, so maybe you could sell it here. I think, though, I think it'd be great to take a trade. If I was able to take one today, I do want to take a trade in the MES, but just a little short one. I think I would rather watch it for a day or two first. Make sure everything's good, but so far it looks really nice. Well, we could do. We do have plenty of room to move up in treasuries if that's what they're going to do. Let's check Jigsaw again. A bunch of people saying hi, but not anybody with answers. Search MES. Nope. Yeah. We'll go through all of the motions again. CME, update, download. 618 that time. It was less, right? Not sure. I need to fix something that isn't broken. Yeah, well, I think for a guy like Ace that already has a pretty good trade in ES, wouldn't be any reason to be messing with the micro futures unless he wanted to swing trade. Okay. No, it's not there. It's not there. So can I see stocks? Yeah, some. I'm still kind of feeling that sleepiness for some reason. My chemicals are all messed up, guys. If you're already profitable, no need to start jumping around. Find something that works and stick with it, says Lucas. Yep. Well, I would say if you have something that works, yeah, don't fix what's not broken. But I would always be on the lookout for what would be something that would change in the market that would make my trade not work anymore. You know, where am I deriving my edge from? That's the question. So one of the issues with a lot of the algorithmic trading that some people do is they've stumbled upon something random. Um, you've stumbled onto something random, and so you're not going to know when the edge has changed, and then you keep trading it into ruin. you know, like the edge can always disappear and change. That's what really separates the guys that stick around forever from everybody else is they actually understand the market. They understand why they're deriving some edge out of it and how to adjust. Okay, Dojo is saying I'm seeing something on the Jigsaw website about uninstalling and reinstalling the RAPI version. Okay, so well, we 15 they're like combined, but I suppose we could uninstall and reinstall. So while I do that, I'll switch you guys over to here. And I'm going to close Jigsaw. And I'm going to go to uninstall. Add or remove programs. Uninstall. Okay, here's the link Dojo's got for us. Let's see what it says. I can just ignore those NinjaTrader ones. Okay, finish. Okay, it is uninstalled. Please uninstall that and install this version. Oh, yeah, no, that's something different. That's just that if you had the RAPI version, they've like combined them together, so you don't need two versions. Anyways, but we'll try it anyways, just so that we can say that we've tried everything, right? Download. I'll re-download it even, just in case the version that I got on Friday is different from the version that we have today. Well, the Treasuries, the 5-year is rotating around this 20 and a quarter. So that is a balanced price. Okay, almost there. Man, it's so weird. Like, I'll take a deep breath. And then when I breathe out, it's like I just want to fall asleep. Even though I feel like completely aware of what's going on and thinking, it's just like my brain doesn't have the juice it wants to trade. Okay, and then I have the run anyways. There. Next. No, I don't want it to run on startup. All of the NinjaTrader plugins, which should be fine. Okay. Okay, installation complete. No, I'm not going to reboot. Okay. And I open up Jigsaw. Everything is still there. Now I'm going to come back here. Switch screen for you guys so you can see. I'm going to download instruments. CME. $658 downloaded. That's a little bit more than last time. Close those. Pull up this DOM search. MES. It's not there. So it's definitely broken. I'm pretty sure it's broken. All right, well, maybe now would be a good time to generate our Bitcoin charts. There we go. See, it's still moving down. Well, slowly. Hasn't gone very far. Oh, the Treasuries took a little dive there. They came back really quickly, didn't they? Uzi says that he never got ZT to load properly. Yeah, ZT is still weird. It loads up, but it's not right. Okay, so I'm still not getting a new. Oh, you know what? I have to. This thing over here. So I got this new clock. Let's make sure that that's on. There we go. Oh, that's right. It doesn't show me the date. It's the 6th. You like the clock though, guys? Isn't the clock lovely? And now we can see like exactly what time it is. Ace got the 2 points. Yeah, breakfast time. Good job. I'm surprised that it's still so slow though. So I haven't gotten a new reading in a while, and I always find it that it's suspicious when that happens. And we're at what, 56? So we're around the 145 level. I almost wonder if it's like there's a whale or a Bitfinex guy comes in and watches me. If it is, you watching? Mr. Pumping up the Bitcoin markets, Bitfinex? Screw you. Seriously. You're hurting so many people. You are such a douche. Pushing this market up when you know it's overbought. Crazy. It's crazy. Anyways. Well, we'll post this notes. I'm surprised that Bitcoin was able to not lose its lunch over the weekend. But I'm sure it's coming. You can only keep it overbought for so long. Eventually, it's going to blow up in your face. Nah. Some people that only they pledge and then unpledge at the end of the month. That's okay. You guys can, I will let you get away with that. It's fine. It's totally fine. BTH. I think maybe I might feel a little sleepy today too because it feels warmer in here. Yeah, okay, I'll post that. Monday, publish. Okay. Now I'm going to step away for just a second and make sure the thermostat is correct. I like Warren Buffett's take on Bitcoin. I'm really bearish about it. Yeah, well, yeah, something sounds wrong now. Well, everything seems fine. I don't know why I feel weird this morning. I guess it's just Monday. Sometimes when I get on the weekend and my sleep schedule and everything gets up, sometimes my brain chemicals don't adjust correctly. Okay, so they made the move down and they stopped and they're still rotating around the 24.5. My wife is up. She doesn't work today, so I guess she is planning on working on the yard. Yeah, I forget what Warren Buffett said about Bitcoin, but I mean, I'm very bearish about it. I think that what's happening right now in Bitcoin is very dangerous. Very dangerous. It's going to cause a lot of havoc when this thing finally falls apart. CME sent out a message about the micro futures being live. I can't see them. I'm so mad. A few stops there in the treasuries. Or sorry, in the E-mini. Treasuries moving up a little bit. That, I mean, so the initial volume was definitely selling. But the buyers have been able to buy it back up without really changing the cumulative delta, in fact. So I would say that's not necessarily a good sign for sellers. It might have been a stop run right there, and that they reversed because of that. They're gonna break this 25, yeah. Oh no, they can't. Come on. There you go. And there you go. Go take a break. I think I'm okay. When I take a trade, I think that gives your brain a little bit of a boost, and because I just haven't been too happy with the action I'm seeing, I mean I kind of want to take a long somewhere, but I just not seeing like a safe spot, and I wasn't paying attention really when it was at 23.25 because I was reinstalling, right? And there's still this big order here, 24.5. It's just not clear to me. And of course, all eyes are on the E-mini. Okay, so there you go. The shorts gave up, I think, and we had a bit of a run to the upside. Donald Trump says Scott Walker is 100% correct when he says that the Republicans must wake up to the Democrats' state-by-state power grab. They play very dirty, actually, like never before. Don't allow them to get away with what they are doing. Paul Krugman, seriously, it has been clear all along that Trump has no coherent demands, that he was just looking for a deal that made him look good, and this is a self-defeating position if reporters do their homework and point out the hollowness of any proposed deal. Okay, so Mr. Krugman is full of shit, because there are some very clear demands that they're making, in particular dealing with technology transfers. And they had made some progress on that deal, and now the Chinese are reneging on that particular part of the deal. He's pulling back. So to say that there are no coherent demands, or that he's just doing it for the hell of it, is quite ridiculous. And I think that Paul Krugman has his head stuck so far up his ass that it's just he's not a reliable source in this kind of situation, I guess, because he literally cannot see past the person to see the actual situation. Would you prefer that we just gave all our money to China, Mr. Krugman? Is that what you want? No, I don't think so. Something that's kind of interesting is that so we've been having this trade war thing going on. It's been over a year, right? The market definitely took a big hit when this all started, but we are now back up here and pretty close to all-time highs. They never got rid of the tariffs. I think there was some stuff like China started trading the grain and things like that, but the tariffs are still on there and everything. Um, it seems to me that the sentiment effect of tariffs is more devastating than the actual effect of tariffs on suppliers and buyers itself. At least in this short time frame, it has been, which I find very, very interesting. So if we go back into this and they increase the tariffs, we'd have to see. I think that we would get a little bit of a sell, but then would it come back to where we are again? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Why is Trump ready to re-escalate China? Because the Fed's next move is now a cut, so less risk of a market collapse. Except for why would they? Well, now that the market is getting hit by trade war news, and if this continues and it turns into a real trend, then they could cut. Totally could. Senator Elizabeth Warren introduces a calculator for her student debt forgiveness plan. It's interesting. See, oh, by the way, so I do have my my weekly video on the Democrat race for president. Dojo took 0, evens to 06. So wow, $30, bro. Good job, man. I'm so disappointed that I can't get it to show up. Anyways, so I made a video, my weekly video about the Democrat race. I changed the format up a little bit, and I made like a little intro and everything, and it is absolutely terrible. Like, it is the cheesiest, dumbest. You're gonna laugh out loud. It is so bad that the intro I made like the lowest effort logo that I could, and it's just it's really, really bad. So first I want to say, yes, I know it's bad, and number two, it's totally hilarious. So go and watch it when it comes out in 20 minutes. The open algos didn't get the memo, says Zero Hedge. Uh-oh, Zero Hedge short again. That's what it sounds like. Well, they got a good run up, but I don't know if this is enough. They have not reached an overnight high. That's way up at like 29.18 or so. One of your videos has 2 intros. Oh, yeah. My last video. So that was kind of what prompted that. Was my last video. I didn't make the cut at the right spot. So I did the intro and then it was like, no, I don't like that. And then I started it again. I was just like, okay, we'll just leave it. But this one I've done a bunch of research and work on a format to try and be more engaging. So the intention or the supposed benefit is that we're supposed to see people watch the video for longer, which will then mean that the video gets recommended more. But I think I did such a terrible job at it. I don't know if they will stick around, or we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the overall content is still good. But we are definitely going to improve that next week. I was a little scatterbrained when I was doing it. So, but I think that when I made the intro, because I had to do a little bit of video editing and everything. My first I laughed, like I enjoyed it. It was fun. I enjoyed making it, but then I looked at it and I was like, this is so bad. Like, it's almost embarrassing to put it up, but we got to go through with it. That's the best we can do today. I'm gonna have to think. I need to come up with some sort of an artistic vision for a logo to make a little bit of a better intro, because it's supposed to be like you get the hook in at the beginning, like what is it that you can get out of this video, or what's the thing that's I guess, interesting that's going to make people want to stick through the video. And then you do an intro about what the show is. And then you go into the thing. And then after that, you ask a question and you provide them a reason to stay through to the end of the video. So the way that I'm trying to get people to stay through to the end of the video is I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to move my board until the very end, which is what I did. So we'll see if the what the numbers end up being, where people tune out at. It might be the logo shows up and it's so bad and you just see this big crater on the graph, you know. Like normally it'd be like, oh, make it ourselves a drawing area. Normally it'll be like, it'll come along and it's just kind of slow, and then you'll say like bye, and it'll be like that, right? But it'll probably be like, okay, here's the intro. Okay, so equity is still pushing in another real rise there, and the treasuries have really come back, but they're back to this 22 support. Okay, there is somebody taking a level break at 22.5, 5K right there. I'll highlight that for you, for our new friend that we were talking to a little earlier. That's important. So when you see that, that is actually a sign of strength in the move. That somebody was willing to sell 5,000 on the offer at the bottom. They're doing that. They're loading up because they are going to hit 22 and try and get fills at 21.5 and 21. And that 22 looks weak enough that they could probably do it. But we'll see. That signal hasn't been terribly reliable lately. Let's see, if they hit into it again, I think you might see another 3,000 trade. Okay, flipped. Come on. Yeah. Nobody else with the rhythmic can get the micro futures to work, so. Rhythmic. I don't know. Rhythmic has been a pretty good data provider, but this past week, it really fell apart there. Interesting. So here's a spot. They're really afraid of hitting 22 so far. Now, if they hit it, they might do it all at once. They might hit 22 and try and stack really big and try and force them down. Because the way that trade is going to work is you want stops at 21.5 and 21. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to squeeze them. But for now, it's holding. Okay. So they sold it and it got bought back up immediately. That's interesting. There's going to be a little bit trade at 22. It's not necessarily a good sign for further downside, but it's a very uncertain signal right there at 22. It traded down and then back up, and now there's quite a bit trading at 22. You could just see a couple of people take profits at 22. Mm-mm-mm. Interesting. It's still holding. Maybe if E-mini sees another push to highs. They kind of look like they're in a pullback right now, though. Okay, so now it went offer. Okay, 1,300. It's not like a huge, but it's enough. So here's kind of where maybe you could put in the stop to stop in short at 21.5 and see if it pukes. I think that where'd you go? I think that YouTube just died on me. Oh, no, we're okay. We're okay. I thought that maybe it had died because the last thing that I see in chat is Lucas, but I think we're okay. It tells me though, and that's interesting. So it tells me that we got 22 people watching. So there's that. Oh, JB says nope. I didn't mean like it died for you guys. I meant like that the restream chat wasn't working. Because we've had a little bit of trouble with restream lately. So where do we got the rest of them? Or is DLive reporting incorrectly? 2 on Twitch. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. And DLive, we got a couple on DLive too. Nope. So it's just reporting it to me incorrectly. So it's actually 17 people, not 22. Okay, so this is interesting that the 22 has stayed offer. It's stacked up to over 2,000, which is good. Usually you gotta get at least 2,000 to hold something, but they're not flooding into 21.5 yet. So this is where, maybe a stop order there at 21.5 might be, because if they take it, they might do it all at once. Okay, now they're stacking up to 3, so now they're starting to put more of a squeeze on them. But they do appear to be waiting for something in the E-mini. Nobody's selling out 21.5. This could be a trick. They could be trying to put pressure just to get people to sell into 21.5 and then so that they can go long. Because look at the volume in the E-mini is starting to be much more short. I think actually, well, I have it like that, yeah. I'm doing like that, okay. We'll see. All right, so some of that pulled. The E-mini is falling though. Okay, I hit it. It took it. And there's a flip at 22.5 as well. Okay, but there is the 23 and the 23.5 above us. Ooh, and then, so now the question is the E-mini going to hold that initial drive up, or are they going to sell all the way through it? Ooh, if they sold all the way through it, so if they break like 29.05 down there at the bottom, ooh, this could get really toasty. Really like the way that I got filled there though. I took it and there's immediately 34.87 on it. That was a good trade. Well, not a good trade, but I'm happy with the entry. It was a good entry so far. Let's minimize this instrument over here so we can see the profit and loss. Once I get the micro futures working, we're going to have to figure out something so that we can still see my profit and loss window here. I may have to just cover up some of these Vista charts for you guys or something. Because I think that micros, I'm going to put them right over here. Put that over here. So then, well, nobody really cares. Bitcoin is going away, so I don't really care about that. But maybe we have to move this, like, maybe we could move this over here or something like that. Or maybe we could just make this stuff. Maybe we could just make this stuff smaller. I don't know. Okay, well, we got a tick. That's good. And the 23 is pulled a little bit, and the 23.5 is below 5. The E-mini has not fallen out of bed yet, but the treasuries are definitely looking at it. They definitely see the okay. So a flood of orders went through at 23, but it didn't go bid. So E-mini finding some support there. Mm-mm. Okay, so they pulled at 22 very easily. So that's not good. Okay, they're still fighting to hold it though. Bit of a sweep up there in the E-mini, I think, caused that. What is Donald Trump tweeting here? Puerto Rico has been given more money by Congress for hurricane disaster relief, $91 billion, than any other state in the history of the United States. As an example, Florida got $12 billion and Texas $39 billion for their monster hurricanes. Now the Democrats are saying no relief to Alabama, Iowa, Nebraska, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and others unless much more money is given to Puerto Rico. The Dems don't want farmers to get any help. Puerto Rico should be very happy, and the Dems should stop blocking much needed disaster relief. Also saying he spoke to the Prime Minister of Japan concerning North Korea and trade, a very good conversation. Oh, alligator, good morning. Missed ya. It's only been 2 weeks. We've had alligator gone for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? E-mini is, well, that's interesting. So the E-mini retraced that down move, but they're not nearly as long. They're not nearly as long. So that is a little bit concerning. Mm-hmm. Take a picture of that for them. That's a pretty big divergence. Well, we know that the Donald has the phone in his hand. Let's just say something about China, please. That's all you got to do is just say China. Hey, I will just walk away. That would be great. And then the E-mini could drop 50 points, and treasuries could move up. It kind of seems to me, though, that the sellers let the E-mini come back up to here because it got up here on a lot less cumulative delta than it took to sell it. Which means it would have to mean that the offer's pulled. Okay. Well, they're going to break a new high here almost certainly. Hmm. Okay. Curious. So that was a very weak attempt at a high. They might not be done, but that was a very weak attempt at a new high there. You could see when it pulled back a little bit in the E-mini, the buyers in the ZN were scrambling to get it. Hmm. Okay, they're still trying. They're still trying. Oh, did they make it? No, no, no. They still haven't traded 29.12. Okay, now they've traded 29.12 and there's a bunch of stops. Treasury's still holding here. That's interesting. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, now they still have not made a new cumulative delta high. Well, that could mean that there's more stops left. Probably enough to move up to this big order at 29.15, I think. And this is throttling over here at the 10-year. See how much is stacking, how quickly it's stacking and pulling in 22. Ugh, it's kind of annoying, frankly. It's kind of annoying, frankly. Okay, they stacked 22 on it at that time. Seems like every tick down they pull. That's interesting. You have a nice bid at 26 to lean on. Yeah, it's been there for a while too, hasn't it? But it kind of makes me a little nervous because I'm wondering. I think that there was some people that took longs here with me, and um, they probably have a good spot. I think we probably have a good spot. I mean, the way that I got filled has been good, and the way that it's been acting at this particular price has been good. But the E-mini has continued to move up. So if the E-mini doesn't fall through here, well, maybe they make it through this 29.12 and we can see what happens. But if it doesn't, then we could continue to get squeezed, and then maybe that guy at 26 pulls, you know? Okay. So there they traded the big order. Oh, they're going to trade 1,000 here both ways, huh? It stays above his price. They're fiddling all around with it. Okay. Down tick, down tick. Another down tick, but volume, okay. Somebody stopped out. Flipping the 10-year. Not a lot of buying at 22.5 though yet. Okay. So there's a bit of liquidity here that's holding them up in the E-mini now. And the Treasury ticked back down. See, this could just be the pullback in ES. Not sure. See, now that I'm in a trade, I'm much more awake. Okay. Yeah, some support there. Still fighting though. Okay. Down tick. Nope. Fought back there. Okay. Gonna try it again. Let's clear the down trades. Sorry, down trades. There we go. Okay. Not able to trade 29.10. Mm-hmm. 22 goes a bit again. Still getting reasonably good bids on the upticks here at 22. But I definitely got in at a balance point, didn't I? Hmm. So it's going to take more than that to get through this bit of liquidity here. It's still pretty decent bid at 22 though. Okay. All right, so that time that they traded some. Okay, 2 there. So profit taking here at 29.0975. Hmm. Okay, so they broke through the liquidity and now they're moving up again. It's not undoing all of that delta though. Hmm. Okay. Wow, now they're almost up to the high again. Hmm. Man. When it upticks and downticks in ZN, it's pretty solid every time. Even though it's going back and forth, you're not getting like the tepid ones. They all tick up at the same time. Another thing that I think favors along here is that the 30-year appears to be more bullish than the other two instruments. And if we are going to move up, but the spread is still going to continue to flatten, which is what's been happening this morning, and then ZB is going to move up faster than the others. And you can see here the ZB is up 2 or 3 ticks. Okay, so now they're trading back and forth here. I've been in this trade for about 20 minutes. Okay, there's some pulling there again. In that particular context, that pulling might not necessarily be a good thing. Might be a lure trying to get them to buy into 22F because they have had a little bit of trouble getting them to buy on market. So the story I'm seeing that Republicans are really attaching onto this morning is that one of the Democrat representatives basically said that if they don't impeach Donald Trump, that he would win in 2020, which is kind of like a dumb thing to say. Listen, if you're a politician, don't say dumb things. I'm just a streamer. I don't really matter. I can say dumb things. I say dumb things all the time. But if you're a politician and you're on a news network, it would be in your interest to not say dumb things. Just, a little advice there, Democrats. Anyways, Democrats are Republicans are really pointing that out. Done. Okay, so now they are like 4 ticks away from a new high, and they're at the low in cumulative delta. They're going to break a new high there. When they broke through that 29.13 with 462 orders, it seemed to really not like that, the E-mini. So now they're falling down quite easily. Probably some longs in there panicking and taking profits quickly. I don't know if that move down was significant. Okay, so now that 22 is pulling. Yeah, and I tick down. There's another new high. So pretty extreme divergences going on here in equities. They're still not putting up a decent, It's interesting. At that time, though, they tried to buy back up and they didn't let them. So significant change there at 22. Anytime that the E-mini starts ticking down, they're like ready for it. Awfully quiet here now. Yes. Ooh, okay, so some stacking on that downtick. There's some liquidity down there at the 29.12 too. I wonder if we get pulled down there. I don't know about this. This E-mini trade is kind of like the way that it's behaving and everything. I mean, I can't see the micro futures. I really wish I could see what's going on over there to see if we're seeing a similar divergence. But the divergences that we're seeing in the main E-mini is very bit sketchy. Like the market orders are getting killed. Market orders are getting killed here. Now, in treasuries, they're still slightly buying, although the 5-year never really quite, you know, never quite came along. They are hitting at 18, though. Seems like there's a lot of people leaning here at 22 in treasuries, though. Okay. We're going to hit that big order. Nope. Okay, and the puke. Hmm. Well, they did make a new delta, cumulative delta high there on that move in ES. Hmm. And the 22 pulls again. So that attempt there was like the overnight high that they're just pulling back from. Hmm. Some volume at 29.14 now. And we are into reversal time period. I don't know. Not getting the 22 to pull. Well, I mean, not it's pulled, but they're not getting it to go bid. It's curious though that um, they're able to do that. And level 2 is playing games with me. Hmm. Very slow there in the ES at the high. Hmm. Still kind of pulling. This is kind of in ZN. This is kind of turned into robots only kind of action. Okay. E-mini just not really letting it fall down much at all. Now they keep pushing it. Well, if they went through and retraced the whole overnight move in the E-mini, that would really be something else. They are kind of. That's kind of how they're playing right now. But I think that our trade now, we've been in it 30 minutes and we're not we're down a tick. That's not a good sign. You should be able to get your impulse move within 30 minutes. And we got a little bit, like we got 2 ticks at one point, right? That's not enough. Wow, look at the stops there in the E-mini. Some real stops there. The way that happened, I think I should change some of my settings so that it's a little faster. The update interval. Okay. So now that some guy got stopped out and they're trading below this 1,000. Interesting. 2,000 at 21.5. Ticking up and down on not a whole lot of volume, in fact. This 5-year not quite getting through 18. Okay. 22 almost completely pulled there. Well, you don't want to have it necessarily at the fastest interval. That would just take up a lot of CPU space. But I need to go back and read the description of the settings so that I can remember what I need to set it at. So I should have it changed. I have it like at the default right now, and I think that the default is like 20 times per second or something. And so you got that thing where you almost saw all of the stops hit before you saw the liquidity change, which was kind of weird to see, wasn't it? Okay, so that was a pretty decent sell, cumulative delta wise. They're still kind of like in pullback territory though. I'm kind of wondering. I don't know if this thing is just gonna fall apart. I mean, if they sold here, if they're able to break one of these support levels, it could really run down quickly. There's not the delta long is not that much. It's only like 7,000. That's not that much. You could get 10K come in and push it down just like that. I want to see the data come in as fast as my platform allows. Yeah, I just don't know what the setting should be. If I set it to 1, is it 1? Well, let's do it over here in ES. I mean, I probably could do it if I set it to 1. Then you get that. You can already tell a difference in ES. I believe though that it's not just a question of your CPU. You can get yourself deadlocked if you. Well, let's look it up. Got to keep a close eye on it. I'm still not in the clear here. There we go. Okay, so now we're seeing some absorption at 22. Update interval. Graphics adapters become the bottleneck. If we push every change to the screen, this would cause a performance hit. What we do is post it out to the screen in following circumstances. When it moves up or down. Default is 200. They're saying there's no point in setting it to 1, but that would be every millisecond. We could do it every 5. Maybe let's just watch that. Okay, our price did go offer there again, but the momentum might be turning around. We did get a buy in the 5-year, which kind of makes me feel a little bit better about this. Okay. It's not holding a strong bid when it ticks up, but the ES is starting to push through some support levels, and it's pushing down. It's really aggressive volume short. Really aggressive volume short. Something's definitely changed. It's curious that they're not trying to hold a strong bid at 22 anymore. Could be a lure. Gabe says the limit order filled at 147.29. Okay, so we're to 830 now. Okay, there's 830. I was wondering with my clock if I would see stuff at when the seconds are, but we didn't. Not that time. Okay, now they're holding 1900. Not flipped in the 5-year yet. 30 years still. Need to start seeing some prints into 29. Okay. Almost. Okay. That was kind of funny how that went through. It's not holding it at 18 and a half yet. Some profit taking at 22 and a half there. Okay. 3,000. If we continue to move through here at 23, 23 half, I think we could get a little bit more momentum to come out, because it seems like a couple of people fought that, or at least took profits, which means that there's more people out there to buy if they get coaxed into it. They're not just like hitting into it at 23. You're still seeing the bid is low, but absorbing a lot of contracts. So it still kind of looks like it's luring to me. And what price were we looking at there? Was it 29? It was still 29, right? Well, 29 looks like it could break any second. But they're not buying it. Here, not a very big bid or offer in the 5-year. Down tick. $25.74 absorbed on it. Guess we should be okay for a little while on time, because I already posted the cryptocurrency notes, so could probably stick around for another 30 minutes if we have to. But usually when I'm in a trade for, now we've been in for 40 minutes, those never end up being very big ones. Maybe this one proves to be the exception, but yeah, I think that the E-mini might want to come down and get this liquidity that's down below us at the 12, 29.12 now. Iran poised to breach parts of nuclear agreement, says Wall Street Journal. A little bit of an impulse up in the E-mini, tick down in Treasuries. What happens if we just put them down to 1? Both of these to 1. Hmm. Oh no, don't sell 21.5. Hmm. Now almost 50 minutes. 49. By the time this fills, watch, they're gonna they're gonna go through me and they're just gonna sell the crap out of this. You know what? There's some stacking at 22.5. I don't think that stacking at 22.5 is a good sign. How long has that been happening? Only just recent. Okay. So we scratched it after 50 minutes. Now it can go up. The delta did turn down a little bit there, and there is a little bit more. Well, they pulled at 22.5, but okay, that was a little aggressive. So they probably are going to just move up. Well, I'm going to give it another 6 minutes, and then we're going to go. But it's a Monday. Take one trade, scratch. Not bad. And I think I did catch a good spot. The spot was good. I saw it immediately there and I took it. I guess when it came up that first time and I got 2 ticks out of it, maybe I should have taken the 2 ticks. It's really something else where you get sit in a range for almost an hour and only get 2 ticks both ways. Especially when the E-mini's buying like it was. It's really bizarre. Well, Market Maker didn't just completely blow me out. I appreciate it. Probably could have bought and sold that like 3 or 4 times and made money, but Hmm. 22 still bid though. I don't know. But you're seeing that 5K show up at 22 half still. Already getting some comments on my. Let's go and read these comments. Yes, pause that. Let's see here. Bernie Sanders is down in polls because if you survey older voters via landlines, Hillary supporters, and Republicans, of course, it will show Biden leading. These polls are rigged. Just check their methodology. Some type of. I'll give them a heart and we can respond to that. I should leave a comment on here too. Okay, so 22 half went bid. This is gonna, before I go, this is gonna shoot up 6 ticks and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be swearing. What does bot say? It's time. Oh, it's 8:45. I don't know. Could have gotten a tick. So probably not worth the risk at that point. It's really weird how it's like that 30-minute thing. If it's 30 minutes, so I've had this happen before. Like usually 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, I should have gotten my move by now and I get out. And, so most of my 30-minute trades aren't huge ones, right? But every once in a while, I am able to hold one even longer. And this time I did it for 50 minutes and it still didn't go anywhere. you know? It's very curious. It's like the treasuries want to buy, I feel. I feel like that they want to buy. It looks to me like the E-mini, everybody that bought in the E-mini took their profits, is kind of what it looks like to me. I'm wondering, given that that's basically just the overnight move, retracing it, that they would want to start selling down again to like 2,900. I don't know. You could really, well, I suppose you could take that trade right now too, but gosh, that's is just the treasury side of it is interesting. You could have made a lot of money if you'd gone long and E-mini, right? You could have made 5, 10, 15 points if you just bought on the open, which I might have done if I was trading MES. But it doesn't work. It's so frustrating. And I haven't seen any response from Jigsaw yet. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, where were we gonna post? Oh yes. We can ask a question. Oh, you need to pause. Yes, there we go. I got a couple of thumbs down. I think some Bernie supporter fans are unhappy, but I'm not the one that does the polls, right? I don't control it, but I want to hear from them. I'm going to guess that most of the Bernie Sanders fans are going to say, most of the people that would come and see my video and post about it are going to say, no, I'm totally all in for Bernie. But I would really like to meet somebody that in the past week has said, I've given up on Bernie. Because the polls say that there's a lot of them out there. I don't know. It's a pretty big swing. It's a pretty big swing. Anyways, my video is up, so if you go to the main channel, you can watch the video. Remember, the intro is really, really lame and awful, like hilariously so. So I understand that it's bad, and I kind of like that it's bad, but maybe we can do. If you have any ideas about what we can make it look like to make it better, I'd love to hear it. So go and check out that video, please. I would appreciate it. And then, of course, the Patreon notes are up as well. So, and yes, now that I'm about to shut down, they're probably going to bust right up to the highs of the day in treasuries. We'll see. Anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable, friends.